Okay, so basically this will be one of these videos that you can kind of minimize and just listen to, because basically this will mostly just be you looking at a screenshot of my skills currently for my PvP Ironman. So starting off, we'll just go down the rows, just a little bit easier that way. So 20 attack, got that from doing quests. Now, wasn't really too concerned about keeping this account pure, aka like 1 attack, 1 strength, and leveling my other ones. It's not a pure, it is an Ironman only account, and 20 attack might be a little bit useful in the future, and I will eventually train those skills for bossing and that type of stuff. 1 strength, 40 defense. That's going to sit there for a little bit. I will train it higher. That way I can get a little bit more abilities like debilitate, that type of stuff for PKing. But right now it's sitting at 40. That way I can wear green dragon hide armor, such like the body. 48 range. Majority of that was trained on cows and rogues or bandits. I think it's rogues. Yeah, 50 wilderness rogues. Also trained later stages. More recently, it was trained on green dragons, which brings us down into the 37 prayer, green dragon bones. 11 magic. I trained that from quests. Didn't really train it at all. Definitely important in the future for if we're thinking about stuff, thinking about skills from a PKing standpoint. Magic, I'm not really too much of a mage PKer. I do it sometimes mostly when I'm PJing, not really PKing. So if I'm going to camp Abyss, I'll use magic for telly blocks, that type of stuff. But thinking about it from an Ironman standpoint, Phoenix necklaces, enchant them, Forthy braces, that type of stuff. So it will be important to train that in the future. So we're going to skip rune crafting and construction, not really important. Dungeoneering, basically, I hate dungeoneering with a passion. Well, I just like it. It's not really my type of thing, my cup of tea. Those of you who like it, sorry. I just don't like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Basically, I got that to level 12. Went into the Chaos Druid Resource Dungeon in Edgeville Dungeon, because I can pick up herbs there. There's an Irit, a Terramin, a Marion Till, and a Renar herb spawn in there. So I can just sit there and pick them up. Hop World, sit there, pick them up. I also, with the experience reward I got from entering that dungeon for the first time, I was able to enter the Falador Dwarf Mine Resource Dungeon, which is useful because I can mine ores and then just quickly bank them in the deposit box that is located in that resource dungeon. So 39 Constitution, 39 HP. Going to need to get that a bit higher. The minimum I can see it staying at while we get to PKing, because I do want to get this account PKing as soon as possible. Lowest I can see that at is maybe 55 or 60. Now, for those of you who PK, you know that is not a lot of HP. A lot of pures that I'm going to be fighting can easily one-tick that. Now, the way we can offset this and what I've done in the past for my wilderness only account is basically praying. I don't like to do it, but at that point, if we want to get PKing, that's what I'm going to have to do. It sucks, but right now, let's kind of set that aside. That's more into the future. We're not quite there yet, but at minimum, 55 or 60. So, Herblore is sitting at 11 right now. Basically, that's going to be extremely important for super ranging, and eventually, if he gets to that point, overloads. I don't think it's going to get to that point anytime soon. That's a lot of work. And I do want to. This is the second episode, so I'm still gauging what your guys' feedback is. A lot of you guys like the series, like the idea of a series, but aren't quite sure how well it's going to work out, and we'll kind of talk about that near the end. So, 25 thieving, kind of a fuck up on my part here. Wanted to do animal magnetism. Sorry. One of the required items is a mithril hatchet. To smith a mithril hatchet, you need like 55 or 56 smithing. Not going to happen anytime soon. Smithing is just one of the skills that take a while. So, other options, green dragons or barbarians there in the ancient cavern. Green dragons, possibility, but when I was first looking at this quest, I didn't really have the levels required to kill them because don't have anti-fire potions, so I am going to have to wield a shield. So to kind of make it worth my time to kill them and be able to get like a full inventory, my skills need to be a little bit higher. I was sitting at like 30 range at that point. So I thought, hey, I can loot one from the Axe Hut in 55 Wilderness or whatever, sitting at there by the Wilderness lever. If any of you guys have gone to Chaos Elemental, you've passed by that little hut. You need a lockpick to get into it. You can loot different rune items. I think rune hatchet, rune pickaxe, and a few different items in there. One of the items you can get is a mithril hatchet. So I was like, okay. You need, I think it's 23 thieving to get there. I'll just do that. So got to 23 thieving, and I was like, oh shit. I need a lockpick. So, where do I get a lockpick? There's that one shop in the Thieving Guild. So, I got to 24, did the quest, the second quest in the series, and I was like, shit. It's the third quest in the series you need. Looked it up, you need 47 thieving. Fuck that. Where else can I get it? Something's lost and found in the Rogue's Den. Okay, what are the requirements? 50 thieving or 50 agility. Fuck that, not happening. Where else can I get it? I can get it as a rare drop from Rogues. Okay, gotten it before on my Wilderness Only account. So I killed them for about 2 hours. Didn't get a single lockpick. Okay, fuck this. I'm just training my stats. So I trained my stats up. Was able to fairly efficiently kill green dragons. I can get about 15 bones per inventory of shrimp and trout, that type of stuff. So it's not super efficient, but it works for me. Eventually got the mithril hatchet, so I will be doing animal magnetism soon, so I can get Ava's accumulator and Ava's device, that type of stuff. So moving on to crafting. Crafting, pretty important skill for an Ironman, especially from a ranging standpoint, creating range armor, that type of stuff. But the levels, like a lot of skills in RuneScape, the levels and the tier of the item are kind of offset a bit. So, really this kind of leads me into what I was doing questing. Basically, I was trying to beat Dragon Slayer, sorry. Dragon Slayer, that way I can buy a green dragon hide body from Auric, or whatever his name is, there in Edgeville. I do have the green dragon hide chaps and vambraces. I bought that from the store owner in the Champions Guild, where you start the quest. It's southwest of Varrock Lodestone. So, crafting, basically trained it from stringing, making flax into bowstrings. That way I can train my fletching a bit and then sell the bows, the strung bows, for cash. So we got about 29 fletching from there. Now, 23 Slayer, Slayer is kind of one of those things where it's a bit of a long-term goal. I know if I'm going to be PKing in Legacy, odds are I'm going to want a Dark Bow. But Dark Beast, relatively high. I think you need 80 something or 80 Slayer. Once again, I haven't really trained Slayer in too long. A few years actually. So, not quite familiar on what levels are needed for what. But longer term goal there. Hunter. Hunter is 100%. I'm going to train this. This needs to be trained. Basically because of salamanders. Salamanders, two-handed range weapon. Pretty good for how easily obtainable they are. I think I'll need 67 Hunter in order to catch black salamanders. And black salamanders, free to catch once I get that level. Harlander tar, which is their ammo, free to pick up in lumber swamps. So we got free weapon, fairly decent weapon also, especially for the level that I'm going to be entering into PvP at. So definitely I'm going to train this stat in the near future. Divination, don't really need to talk about that too much. I was doing the wilderness task so I can get the wilderness sword. That's where that came from. 61 mining. Shiz, what the fuck have you been doing? Basically, rune essence. Pure rune essence. I've been AFKing the shit out of that place. Basically, just click on the mine rune essence, drag one of them over onto my ability bar, and just sit and watch a movie while holding in that button. I can usually play RuneScape for like an hour straight, and then after that, I kind of get bored. So if I've got nothing else going on that day, I'll watch a movie or something. And that's where the 61 mining comes in. Gone through Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean. Started going old school, back to the classics, Shrek, Aladdin, Hercules. Forgot how much I enjoyed those movies, and it was definitely a bit nostalgic going back there. But yeah, mining. We've got a mining and smithing rework coming up in 2017. So basically, they're just reorganizing the tiers. So rune ore is going to be like 50 mining and that type of stuff, and they're putting in new tier 60, 70, 80 my ore basically. So it's going to be something that isn't super important right now, but might be important in the near future. Smithing, not a huge priority. Range, mostly range weapons armor comes from fletching and crafting. Smithing is more melee oriented. Yeah, not really too important for me right now, but something I see in the future. Now, fishing, cooking, fishing is sitting at 43 right now, and cooking is sitting at 42. Now, this isn't super important for me. It was important in the beginning, but it's not really important right now. And for those of you who are like, Shiz, what are you going to do if you don't have food? Basically, my main goal right now is Chaos Elemental. I will need to get the levels in order to fight that efficiently, in order to be able to get a decent amount of loot per inventory. Basically, fight it efficiently, like I said. And why I need to do this is basically because the Chaos Elemental is like finding a fucking gold mine on steroids for an Ironman, especially PK and Ironman. Now, it's in the wilderness, which is a reason why not too many Ironmen go to it. But basically, we got rune arrows, high-leveled range ammo. It drops a shit ton of those. We got mithril darts. Not really too important, but I can sell them. We've got rune item drops, alkables, sellables. We got Saradomin brews, which is a huge thing for PKing. Definitely am going to need that, especially at a higher level PKing. We have shark drops. There's my food. That's where the fishing and cooking kind of becomes less important. We got ancient gear drops, which once again not super important for me right now, but later on, especially if I decide to go legacy PKing, I can see that being extremely useful. And Morgan axes. That's the main ancient gear that I want. So, sorry. Yeah, that's where there's a scene right now. Not sure how much higher I'm gonna get. I am trying to kill Elvarg right now, which is the boss from Dragon Slayer. Why am I doing that? Basically, I need a green dragon hide body. So I will be training a little bit higher to efficiently fish lobsters, that type of stuff. Fire making, not important. If you're like Shiz, it is important. Let me know why it's important, and I will correct myself, and I'll start training that. Wood cutting goes hand in hand with fletching. How much higher I get it depends on the availability of ranged weapons. Can't really see why I'd need to go super high up into the 90s with that. Really magic trees seems to be the highest I can think of for magic short bows, that type of stuff. Once again, if you know a reason why I need to go higher, let me know, because odds are you guys are more informed on the skills. I'm a PKer, I PK, I don't skill. If you guys have any insight into the skills or insight into armor or weapons that are available by training these, and these skills, let me know and I'll start training those skills. But yeah, that's kind of where my skills are seen at right now. Well, farming, not important. Summoning, longer term goal for Beast of Burden. And if I want to get it, roll a crossbow from the Queen Black Dragon, I'll need to train summoning. But that's one of those skills. Summoning's, as majority of you guys know, it's a GP sync, essentially. It's going to take a while for me to train it up. Basically because I'll need to get the gold in order to buy the spirit shards. So, those are my skills. What I want to talk about right now is we're kind of at a little bit of a crossroads here. Some people have messaged me, and some of my clan members have talked with me about really how well this Ironman's going to do once I start PKing. Now, the question they've raised is about looting. Like I said in my previous video, Ironman can't loot PKs. So, we got two different options here. We can do what I originally said, which is just ignore the loot. Don't pick it up, just mark how much each one is, and that's how I'll keep a record of how much I PK'd. But another thing people have suggested is just make your account not an Ironman anymore. Now, that is an option, but if we think about this, people are going to be, you're not legit. They're going to be saying you're not legit, because I've had that happen with my other Wilderness Only account, which was a legitimate Wilderness Only account. Only thing I traded over was bonds. And I was starting to get a fairly good bank going on there for being like a level 50. I had like a 12 mil bank from only PKing. 20 mil bank actually, sorry, I forgot. One of the final videos, I had it created, I might post it still. If I can find it, I PK'd full bandos. I managed to skull a guy at the Chaos Elemental. But ignoring that, it is a possibility of making it not an Ironman anymore. So I'll kind of leave that up to what you guys want. Really, if you guys do choose to go that route, basically I'll say, okay, we'll do that, but first let me get the skills and let me get the first items that I'll need to start going PKing. And I'll get that while I'm still an Ironman. And then I'll convert my account over to a regular, normal account. And then we'll continue on and I'll be able to loot items. And another thing is I won't have the Grand Exchange tutorial unlocked. So every couple videos I'll just talk to the guy and say, look, tutorial still hasn't been completed. I still can't use the Grand Exchange. Yeah, I can trade it over from other accounts or I can find people selling the items. But I'm all at that point, I'm cheating myself also. And I'm not only doing this account in this kind of challenge for you guys, I'm also doing it because it kind of spices up PKing for me. So I don't think that would be too much of an issue. So you guys kind of let me know which one of those routes you want to go. I'm definitely not opposed to converting the account over to a normal one. And then while saying that, I'm still definitely not opposed to keeping it in Ironman still. Yeah, it's going to suck because I'm not able to pick up those potions and that gear that other people that I PK off of people. But we can do it. That's definitely more of the hardcore challenge. So if you want to see a longer, little bit more of a hardcore challenge, that's going to be that. That's going to be not looting anything, getting everything on my own. If you want to see more of a fun, quicker progression of a PvP Ironman account, unofficial Ironman account, that's what we're looking at for me converting the account over and being able to loot things. So, we're nearing 23-ish, 24 minutes here, which is a longer video. And it's a long-ass video when you're thinking about I don't really have any clips. So, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. Here's the update. Next video, hopefully I'll be able to add some clips in, some legitimate progression, some quests, that type of stuff. Maybe even some PKing depending on how quickly I progress this account and move it forward. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about whether or not we keep it a legitimate Ironman or an unofficial Ironman. Hope you guys are having a spectacular day, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.